So we're going to do a video called What's in the Box?
Because what's in the box?
You know what's in the box.
I know what's in the box. We teased this in the face reveal.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway,
but what's in the box?
A friend of mine was kind enough to give me these pens to fool around with and explore.
It's a ton of pens.
Some of them need to be fixed up.
I think that might be just some of the most pens I've ever seen you get at one time.
It might be.
It might be the most you've gotten.
But I like
at one
repairing and tinkering with pens. Right? So I'm going to get to do that with this pen.
So let's open it up.
Let's open it up. And there you
A
have.
ton of pens.
Well, it's a nice selection. And oddly enough, there's a couple
I
of
really like this one. That catches my eye immediately.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what the brand is.
As well
actually,
as this.
wait, it says right there. There's a little logo.
These two are ones that stand out immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
now,
yeah.
all of them have certain issues. This one, for instance, has no clip, right?
Oh.
But you could probably
Transplant.
Well, yeah, you could probably find parts. It has a very small little nib and probably needs to be cleaned up. It's a lever filler. So yeah, without the clip, the problem would be that it would dry out like quite quickly because there's air getting in through the top of the cap. But I'll look around and maybe I can find something that.
You know that box of 5 or bag of 5 we got that are all kind of broken.
Yeah.
We could maybe grab one of those clips.
Yeah. Or,
it might fit.
Yeah, and I'll keep an eye out. I'll figure out what brand it is. There is, I believe, an imprint on it. And I don't have.
We'll do more research after the video.
Well, we'll do another video on most of the pens. But yeah, it's a beautiful celluloid. You can see that beautiful pattern. Very nice pen. And this one is also very nice. And this is in good shape. Has a nice clip on it. Nice band. Missing a little button here where it's a button filler. So it's missing a little, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure that out.
Maybe it just comes, maybe the button is just stuck in that.
That kind of crossed my mind. Anyway, we'll figure out how that works. Anyway, I'm going to have to take that apart.
We're going to have to explore it more.
Redo the the pressure bar.
Oh, we have a chonky cat coming.
It seems to have a nice nib, and the cat's stepping on the box.
Yep.
She's here to help, and she's hitting everything. Could you just pick her up? I guess she's going to make everything shake.
Yeah, and we don't like shaky things.
We're trying to cut down on our shaking, but our cat can't read the memo that we sent around. Stop the shaking. So we have a new tripod. Anyway,
we're trying to fix that.
So the only issue on that is to figure out the button filler. I think maybe it's not missing anything. It just needs to be reattached properly. I'll take that a pen apart, clean it up,
I just want to say,
figure it out.
The next thing, we need to pick up the pace because it's been 3 minutes and we've covered 2 pens.
Yeah.
So if we don't pick up the pace, it's going to be a very long video. But this kind of caught my eye because it reminds me of the unidentified pen.
Well, it's a Waterman. It's a Waterman.
Yeah, it's not the unidentified pen.
Yeah, the cat is back. So, no, it's a nice little Waterman, and I really love black and gold pens. So, in some ways, that's a type of pen that really catches my eye. Lever filler, probably from the 40s, maybe, sometime around there. It has a nice nib on it. I'm not too sure what it needs. There was obviously at one point a repair job done on it. You can see that up at the band here, there's just a simple stud put in. That might need to be, and it's relatively loose. There could be a screw inside the cap. I'll look inside that with a light. If I have a long screwdriver, that might go up there, and if there is a screw, I can tighten it up. But there's other ways to tighten that up. We'll figure that out as we go on. This caught my eye mostly because it's probably 1950s Esterbrook, and I quite like Esterbrook's. It's after the J series, and what you see has a steel nib. These here nibs are interchangeable. You can take these out and put another one in, and this one starts with a 2, right? So,
yeah.
Esterbrook nibs had numbering systems. If you got a number 1, it meant there was no tipping. Number 2 meant that there is tipping, but it's actually just part of the nib, fold it back, and weld it into a ball.
Oh.
The ones you like to get is start with a number 9. They have iridium tips on them, and they write really nice. This writes very nice too, but I'm going to keep my eye out for a number 9 nib. Sometimes you can find them fairly.
Honestly, that kind of thing sounds similar to stuff in hobbies I'm in.
Exactly.
Like I collect, say, Pokemon cards, and that sounds kind of similar to, say, a rating system.
Yeah, and this is a Parker Vacuumatic.
Quality.
You know, a nice Parker Vacuumatic. I haven't really taken it apart yet. You can still buy all the parts you need to repair these things.
So that one would be pretty easy to repair.
Well,
if you can get all the parts.
It's as you can see. So inside there should be a latex sack. You press this button, it creates a vacuum and draws the ink in.
It's basically a piston filler, but it has a spring in it so that it does it automatically.
Yeah. So this is the pen before the Parker 51 Vacuumatic. I really like the Vacuumatic. They have these nice little striped windows, actually, so you can see how much ink is in there.
Wait, those are windows?
Well, there's clear. It's celluloid, but it's there's clear and opaque.
Can I tell you what
holes.
I think would be really nice?
Can use, if it's all cleaned up inside, you can usually tell how much ink is in the pen.
If you put like a really bright red. Like ink a vibrant, bright red ink. I think the red and black would look nice.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that's. I'm pretty sure that's not an original nib for this pen. It's a steel nib. The original nib probably was broken. They just replaced it somehow at some time. But if we get it working, it still will be a nice writer, I think.
Yeah.
Not too sure what. Oh, actually, this is a Moore. A Moore would be considered. I have a Moore. I have another one, 94A, which is quite a nice pen. Moore was a small American company that no longer exists. I don't know exactly when they went out. They made what they would consider, they were what you would consider a third-tier pen manufacturer, but they actually made some nice pens. And this is quite a nice pen.
I don't know if third tier is good.
It's not a major company.
What is it out of, though? Is it like out of 10? The rating system?
Well, the big companies would be like the top tier, right?
Yeah.
And there are some nib issues. Right? The tines are a little, well, they're broken. So what I'm going to have to do is look around somehow and try to find. It's going to take a little while looking on eBay and searching for nibs of that size.
Yeah.
What I'll do is take that nib out and measure it and figure out what size it is. Probably like a number 4 nib or something like that.
Honestly, I just thought of a funny idea. But since you rated that as a tier, like a fountain pen manufacturer tier list. If you'd like to see that, comment.
All right.
Tell us.
This is another Parker Vacuumatic again. Once again, you press that little button. That actually seems in good shape. There's a nice spring to it. The nib, you know what? The nib has seen
better days.
Well, no. Looking at the nib, you can see there's a little ding in it, a little bend to it. I can't really get it in focus. The nib is a little bent. Now, you can sort of straighten those out over time, as long as the time, they might be bent. You can sort of get them to work. No, don't. I'm just trying to get in. There's a lot of background noise. It's hard to focus. But anyway, I'm pretty sure over time I might be able to repair that nib, but that'll be a fun project to tackle sometime, right? Yeah. What I need to get is what they call a nib block, and what it is a piece of acrylic that's shaped like a nib, really. And you put the nib on top of it, and you use burnishers to smooth out the nib to straighten it out.
Yeah.
But that's something I need to get in my arsenal. This is a Sheaffer, lifetime guarantee. Lifetime of the original owner, who's probably long gone, missing a nib.
Yep.
This is. This looks like actually, I would say that's a snorkel, right? So
I have no idea what that is.
It's a type of pen. Actually, I'll show you what a snorkel is. This is another one. Pretty much the same pen A little bit different here and there.
A little bit thicker on that band.
And as you can see, there's see that little tube right there?
Yep.
Underneath the nib? That's called the snorkel. Sheaffer had this funny, well, interesting filling system they come up with so that you wouldn't make a mess dipping the pen into the ink. You dip the snorkel in, and it fills the pen. And there's a piston back here that actually it's hard to explain. There's a metal tube in there.
But then what does the snorkel do after?
Well, that has to be repaired. Normally what you do is
you dip that snorkel in, you'd suck up the ink, but then what?
Well, it actually, we'll get it all clean.
Do you use the snorkel to write?
No. You use the nib. This is stuck, so it needs to be cleaned up a bit, right? Take the pen apart, clean it up, put some silicone grease in here.
But what's it do on a not broken one?
When you're done and it's working, you turn the knob a certain way, and the snorkel retracts into the nib.
That's a really smart design.
Right now, it's stuck.
I wonder how they did that.
But I've taken these pens. I've worked on one before, and I got it working. And I'm a little bit of work will get this pen going. It has what they call the Triumph nib. Very nice Sheaffer nib.
I really like how that nib looks.
Yeah, it's a really cool nib.
Snorkels are an interesting thing I've learned about.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is a Wearever. Wearever is a funny company. I date this to the late 1930s. It's made of, some kind of, I would say, resin or plastic. I'm not too sure exactly. They were they used to brand them. They used to market themselves as the largest manufacturer of pens, right, in the world. The thing about Wearever is they made a lot of pens, but they focused on quantity over quality. This is actually a nice one, right?
That seems like an issue.
Yeah, this is a nice one, but a lot of their pens, a lot of the Wearevers you find are actually just sort of pens you would find in a five and dime, what we call a dollar store, or you'd find in a gas station or a corner store, like on the counter.
But sold professionally?
Sold professionally, but cheap pens, and they sold a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
And
honestly, personally, I always prefer the quality over quantity because, if you can make a nice pen that's good and high quality.
But during the Depression,
that's great.
They needed.
But in the Great Depression,
people needed a cheap pen. Wearever provided them with cheap pens. This is actually a nice pen.
Yeah, it looks like a nice pen.
Yeah.
I get why they did it, but I'm just saying my personal preference.
Yeah, usually they had steel nibs. This has a steel nib. It's in good shape. All together, this is a nice pen. Nice pen. Wearevers are a funny brand.
Interesting history.
Not too sure what this is. Let's see. I can't really tell.
I can't tell either.
It's a Waterman. Okay, it's a Waterman. Missing a clip.
I like Waterman.
Waterman, yeah, it makes
Watermen are pretty high quality.
Yeah, but knowing that it's missing a clip, actually, you know what? Waterman, you can find clips on eBay. And
okay,
stuff.
That's good.
So I'll be searching around for a clip for that, right?
If you know anywhere to get one, just tell us.
You gotta hunt.
Yeah.
Oh, you're asking the audience. Yeah.
Yes.
And this says it's a snorkel that works a bit. So once again, you see the nib. That's a different nib on it, and you can see the snorkel is kind of stuck.
Snorkel that works a bit.
And I'm just trying to. So that goes there. It's still. I'll take that pen apart. I almost think that snorkel is backwards.
Just needs some time and effort.
It looks backwards to me. But anyway, I'll take it apart, pull the snorkel out. What you do is you flush everything out, you clean that. Another thing I do is when I soak the snorkel, and then I take a very thin wire and I put it down the tube and clean out any residue in there so it has a nice flow to it.
Nice. That's
a lot of work goes into it.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Snorkels seem like they are nice, but really hard to fix.
Actually, you know what? They're fair. Once you get, they're complicated little pens. I'll show you.
Yeah,
inside.
because the amount of mechanics of twisting something.
There's a spring inside, right? And inside, so you take the spring off. The spring is in good shape. Inside this metal tube, there's a latex sac.
Yeah.
And
pretty basic for pens.
So
it's how they store.
That goes on, it tucks in here, and there's a couple little.
What's the spring for?
Well, there's a plunger, and the spring helps. See, there's a plunger.
Plunger move?
Yeah, it moves
Okay.
moves against the plunger.
But how's the
creates a vacuum within it, which depresses the
pull and push the
sack?
No, the
Oh well, it's all connected.
Snorkel.
Yeah, when you close that and you turn this knob one way, the snorkel will come back. Right.
I assume that's probably just like a twisting motion that would push a spring into another coil pulling down the.
Now this is a
snorkel?
Kohinoor, but it's not a fountain pen.
Huh.
But it is
mechanical pencil?
No, it is a pen, but it's I think it's missing the little. I used to use these when I was in art school, and we used to call them repetographs, right? And there'd be a little metal tube with a wire in it, and it would be used for making when you're doing illustrations, mechanical illustrations or different lines. I had a friend in art who would sit there with these pens, and he would do a stippling technique where you make lots of little lines, like little dots, really. And he would turn a black and white drawing into a photo quality image just by little stippling. But he would sit there for hours and hours and hours working on it, right?
Maya, stop eating the plant. But basically, like, that's how photocopiers work, right? Like, that's how printers work. They just put a ton of tiny dots.
Now, this thing says Esterbrook,
really?
Which is quite interesting because when you pull it open, it's a marker.
Oh.
Yeah. I have never seen this before.
Unique.
I'm not too sure. So there's a felt tip. Now, how you fill it, I don't know. And what do you fill it with? I don't know. I'm wondering if you can fill that with fountain pen ink and use it as a marker.
If so, we have a fountain pen marker.
Yeah.
Maya, stop eating the plants.
I've never come across one of these before. I usually focus on fountain pens, right? But that seems to have a felt tip right there. And
a second, I'm going to get Maya to stop eating the plant.
Oh, so it unscrews and so there's a feed. I don't know how this works. It'll be quite interesting. Oh. Can you go get me a rag?
Mom, can you grab
No, get me a cloth, Sam. Just any cloth. Oh no, I didn't know that was in there.
Can you use this?
I didn't know that was in there.
Can you use this?
Can you just sort of
sop it up?
Sop it up.
I can.
Ooh, that is really heavy. So that happened. Hey, we didn't curse. And I'm afraid I ruined, this.
Oh my god, you ruined your nice box?
I ruined the box.
You can put a new lining in it.
Yeah, I can put a new lining in it. I'm going to clean that up.
Your friend will be
surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway, everything's good. Oh, thank you. I did not expect that to occur. And that will be worth watching the video for.
Well, that's going to be the highlight.
So I don't know what that one is. We're going to clean that up.
Much of the time, there's a highlight of the video that we named the video after. This one's going to be like, ink exploded everywhere.
Yeah, so that
caught on tape.
I did not expect that to happen.
Was that the marker one?
Yeah, that's the marker. Anyway, that was
It smells like marker.
It does smell strong, doesn't it?
It smells very alcohol-y.
Yeah. So, this video was well worth watching specifically for the disaster to happen.
Yep.
And that's actually wiping off fairly well. I'm going to clean this box up, get it back to normal. Apologize.
Your friend is going to be so confused. Like, oh, when? Yeah.
I'm going to take that and wrap it up. I'm going to figure out what that was made of. That has to go in the garbage. So anyway, if you were surprised and liked this video, and guess what? This is what happens in our video.
Is the pen gonna... Are you going to keep that marker?
Yes, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to figure out how it works. I'm going to wash my hands very well.
You really should.
Yeah.
Please, it smells very chemically.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Anyway, that happened. Anyway, I hope you liked the video.
That was it. All touch the phone for you.
Yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the disaster, oh well, so did we.
Well,
anyway,
that was
no big loss, nothing damaged.
a way to end the video.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
Have a great day,
I'm gonna go
everyone.
wash my hands with soap and water
Bye-bye.
for the next hour.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Okay.